Hey everyone, it's Roger from Kettle Creek, and I'm out here on the trails at Kettle Creek looking around for wildlife of all different kinds. And when you're hiking at Kettle Creek, you might encounter all different kinds of critters. But there's one I'm going to show you today that you don't get to see very often because it's nocturnal. And you guys probably know nocturnal means it comes out at night. And this is not an owl, and it's not a bat. This is a flying squirrel. That's right, Kettle Creek is home to many different flying squirrels. They love to live in old sassafras trees that have holes in them. Now those holes are made by woodpeckers, but then after the woodpecker makes the hole and leaves, the flying squirrels get in there and make their dens inside those cavities. Sometimes there could be 4, 5, 6 squirrels living in the same cavity. Now we have a number of these sassafras trees along the trails at Kettle Creek, and sometimes if you walk up to the trees and are lucky and tap on them, you might see some squirrels coming out of them. Now there's one right here behind me. Let's go over and take a closer look at it. You can see the holes up and down the trunk of the tree. Again, the tree's not alive anymore, but it makes a great home for these flying squirrels. And if we look down at the very bottom of the tree, you can see there's a hole at the bottom where it's been hollowed out. And hey, look at all the nut shells. That's right, acorns, hickory nuts, things flying squirrels love to eat. Just like gray squirrels, they love to eat nuts. And here you can see the evidence of that at the base of the tree. And if you look closely, that dust and dirt stuff at the bottom of the tree, that's actually the dust from the inside of the tree. Now, hey, are there any flying squirrels home today? Well, let's take a look. Keep your eye on that hole up there.
Let's tap on the tree. Oh, look at that. 1, 2. Up the tree they go. Whoa, did you see that one glide down on another tree? Wow, that was quick. Look at this one. He's going up the tree too, but he's on the back side, so he's starting to hide. You can see the color and how he blends in with the tree trunk. But if we walk around the tree a little further, we might be able to see him a little better. Whoop, up there he goes, and he glides down to the other tree. What a cool sight.
Wow, weren't those flying squirrels really cool out there? It's something you don't get to see very much during the daytime. I thought I'd talk to you a little bit more about squirrels too. Now, flying squirrels are just one kind of squirrel. We also have gray squirrels and red squirrels that live here at Kettle Creek and throughout Pennsylvania. The gray squirrel is bigger than the flying squirrel, and it's a squirrel we're used to seeing most often. One, because it comes out in the daytime. It has a big bushy tail, it's colored gray on its back, and it's got very, very sharp claws, which you might be able to see right here, which actually help it to climb trees. Now, the gray squirrel can't fly, but he sure can climb trees. Like the flying squirrel, though, his favorite food is acorns and hickory nuts and seeds and stuff that they chew with their sharp teeth. And they live in forests, similar to where flying squirrels would live, but they really don't interact with flying squirrels because gray squirrels are asleep at night. Flying squirrels are awake at night, out and about. Now, flying squirrels are smaller than gray squirrels, as you can see here. And this is a full-grown flying squirrel. This is an adult, like the ones we saw. And you can see they're not gray, they're more brown in color. Brown, light, and dark brown combinations. They have a different kind of tail. The gray squirrel's tail was all bushy. The flying squirrel's tail is more flat. And that's because when it does glide through the air, it actually uses its tail to help it to steer and to glide properly and balance it out. That's very important. Speaking of gliding, that's what they have this piece of skin for, that they can stretch between their front and their back legs. It's just a loose piece of skin, and when the flying squirrel jumps, it just spreads its 4 feet out, and that skin tightens up, and then it glides like a kite or a glider from one tree to the next. Now, it cannot glide up in the air. It can only jump and glide down to another tree at a lower level or maybe to the ground, and it slows it down. You may have seen on videos of people who wear special suits, glider suits, and when they jump off a cliff, they spread their arms and legs out, and it actually helps them to glide and slow down. Well, hey, they got that idea from a flying squirrel. Pretty cool. Now, we said flying squirrels are nocturnal. Take a look at its head, and you can see its eyeballs are a little big in its head, and that's because it needs to see better at night. But this is our flying squirrel. Again, they live in those hollow trees, and they only come out at night. Well, we're back out in the woods again, and I hope you enjoyed all that information on flying squirrels and the other squirrels that live here at Kettle Creek. When you're out on our trails hiking, gray squirrels are something you'll see during the daytime. But realize there's just as many flying squirrels that live here, but they come out at night. Keep your eyes out at home too, because if you have a forest near your house with maybe some cavity trees, there may be some flying squirrels living in those cavities. Go up and tap on the tree. You never know what pops their head out. Or if you have a bird feeder in your backyard, check it out at night, because flying squirrels love birdseed. Well, I hope you enjoyed your visits with the flying squirrels here at Kettle Creek today. Come out and see us and hike the trails anytime you want, and keep your eyes open, because there's always lots of things to discover. Have a great day.